Dayton City Commission meeting will now come to order. Please rise for the invocation and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. This morning, the Commission will have the honor of having Commissioner Joseph do the invocation.
Dear Lord, thank you for your many blessings. Please give us the strength, the wisdom, and the humility to do your work. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, Blackshear, may I have the roll call, please?
Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner-Sloss.
Aye.
All right, then may I have a motion then to excuse Commissioner Shaw from this morning's meeting?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second motion, Your Honor.
Okay, it's been probably moved and seconded to excuse Commissioner Shaw from this morning's meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Okay, so approval of minutes. We have a motion then to approve the minutes from the August 6th meeting.
Move to approve, Your Honor.
Second motion, Your Honor.
Okay, it's been probably moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the August 6th meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Ms. Blackshear, any communications or petitions?
There are none, Your Honor.
None, and we have no presentations. See, do we have any additions, deletions, or comments to the calendar?
I have none, Your
Have
Honor.
none. Ms. Dixon, any deletions, additions, or comments to the calendar?
Good morning, Your Honor. This morning, I have no additions or deletions to the calendar. I do have a few items to highlight. Items 3, 4, and 5 are service agreements providing assistance or service in our homelessness prevention programs of $652,000. Item number 3 is a grant agreement with Homeful that targets in school-based prevention and eviction prevention, including legal assistance for high at-risk households living in subsidized public housing. This is something that we've been doing for about 10 years, and last year we served 40 households with our funding. Item number 4 is a grant agreement with Homeful, again from our Emergency Solutions Grant, for the Rapid Rehousing Program to provide services for those who are experiencing homelessness or at risk for homelessness. We served 100 households with that grant. And then item number 5 is another grant agreement with Homeful with our Emergency Solutions Grant programming, and that is for maintenance and operation expenses at the Gateway Men's Shelter, which serves 200 to 300 male individuals per night. So altogether, that's $652,000, and it's all coming from our Emergency Solutions Grant funding from the federal government.
Okay, thank you.
And that's all I have, Your Honor.
That's it? Okay. So, Ms. Blackshear, do we have any citizens who are registered to speak on the city manager's recommendations?
None on calendar items, Your Honor.
Okay. Commissioners, comments on the city manager's recommendations? Commissioner Turner-Sloss?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Ms. Dixon, for highlighting items 3, 4, and 5, especially given the constraints and some of the threats that we're experiencing. And we know that we're going to see possibly an increase in our unhoused population. So again, I really appreciate you all, you and the staff, the Planning and Community Development staff bringing this forward, or Planning and Neighborhood Development bringing this forward for the recommendation of the approval for commission. Couple quick questions. The first is, and if you can provide this offline, that's totally fine, or a memo, but just want to get an understanding of ESG, the Rapid Rehousing Program, which I know have been around for quite some time. What we are experiencing is that those who go through the program, temporary housing and assistance, they are then back into the system where they are, in fact, their services are no longer provided, and then they're back unhoused. Mm-hmm. So just trying to get an understanding of what's the follow-up and what are the next steps and how we can mitigate that from happening. I know a couple of individuals who have experienced the Rapid Rehousing Program and who are now unhoused.
Sure. So there is an evaluation right now going on that the county is conducting on our homelessness prevention system. And I recently met with Ms. Jerry Pegues at the county, and we talked through some of the challenges. After this evaluation, there'll be opportunities for us to look at our system and try and figure out where gaps are, where folks are experiencing gaps, or where we need to, for instance, bring on further inventory in permanent supportive housing so people aren't in gateway shelter as long as they are right now. And so there are a number of things that we are talking about and waiting for the evaluation.
Okay, thank you, because we're seeing where some of the private owners or landlords, where they will have their agreement in place for the 12 to 18 months, and then they will evict the tenant or the individual who is a part of the rapid rehousing program, and then they will increase the rent. So it forces them out. So thank you. I'm glad that conversation is ongoing and that you're working closely with the county. The other question is, and perhaps this is offline as well, in regards to Homeful, thank you very much. I'm glad to see this recommendation for the $300,000 for the maintenance and improvement. But out of curiosity, I know that in 22, I believe it was in 22 and maybe even 23, Homeful, and at the time, not Homeful, excuse me, St. Vincent de Paul, they received funding from ARPA to make improvements or maintenance. And so just trying to get an understanding of what those dollars were used for and where we are. Because I do know that there are some things that we need to address at the Men's Gateway Shelter, but trying to get an understanding of how, in fact, those dollars were used.
The ARPA funding was used primarily to help with the operations during COVID,
right.
And helping to, post-COVID, there were a number of improvements as that we have over the 15 years made, capital improvements as needed to expand operations or mitigate issues occurring. So I can provide a detailed memo on what the ARPA funding was used
Okay,
for.
thank you, Ms. 16. And the last thing that I wanted to mention too, very briefly, and I did not mention it during last meeting, during the first reading, but again, just would like to uplift the staff and kudos to our fire department as well as our partnership with Montgomery County and the multi-jurisdictional hazard management plan. I'm so glad to see that's in place. A lot of great information. I believe the document may be like around 150 or so, 200 pages, but it is a wealth of information, and it goes through a lot of various different steps in the process in terms of if in fact there is an emergency, whether it is a hazard spill or flood or whatever the case may be, it goes into great detail. So again, I wanted to uplift the staff as well as the law department and our fire department, any other departments that were involved in that, the plan itself. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Fairchild.
I'm good, thank you.
Good? Good?
Just one thing, Mayor, if I could.
Joseph?
That is, thank you for talking about the Homeful grants. And as I've done before, I like to put that in context too. This is a textbook program. We've been working on ending chronic homelessness since 2006, and it's textbook because a number of reasons. First, we work with all of our partners to make sure that there's one system, there's less duplication than in some systems in some localities. There is one a single entry point, right? So when somebody comes into the homeless system, everybody sees it, whether it's our city partners, the hospital partners, the shelters, and it streamlined a system that was not working very well before. Another thing that I really like about the system is that they're continually re-looking at ways to do it better. And what you're seeing is another version of that to work to try to end chronic homelessness. So just want to put that in context that this is not just some one shot, that we've worked on this for a long time now, for 19 years, together with our partners in Kettering, our partners at the county and throughout the system. And that when times are, as Commissioner just mentioned, things are getting worse here because of ridiculous governance at the federal level. The structures that we've put into place here are going to serve us very well. So we might land a little more gently than we might have otherwise. So I want to thank you for that. Thank you for the grant, and thank the staff for their work on this. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for highlighting the great work of the staff. Okay, so at this point in time, They have a motion then to approve the city manager's recommendations.
I move to approve the city manager's recommendations.
Second motion, Your Honor.
It's been probably moved and seconded to approve the city manager's recommendations. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Okay, legislation, Ms. Blackshear.
Second reading, emergency resolution number 6878-25, authorizing the City of Dayton's continued participation in the multi-jurisdictional hazard management plan in conjunction with the Montgomery County Office of Emergency Management. Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner-Sloss.
Aye.
Second reading ordinance number 32155-25, amending the official zoning map to change the zoning of approximately 0.21 acres at 742 and 746 Belmont Park North from mature single-family residential, MR-5, to campus institutional, CI. Mayor Mims.
Aye.
Commissioner Joseph.
Aye.
Fairchild.
Aye.
Turner-Sloss.
Aye.
First reading resolution number 6879-25, declaring the intention to appropriate real property interests in parcels 98T and 117T in connection with the Salem Avenue Reconstruction Phase 4 project. First reading resolution number 6880-25, declaring the intention to appropriate real property interests in parcels 13SH and 25T in connection with the Finley Street Reconstruction Project. That concludes legislation, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Ms. Blackshear, do we have any citizens who are registered to speak?
We have 3 citizens who have registered. I would like to remind our speakers of our 3-minute time limit. I call to the podium Kimaru Watenza. Name
Good
and address.
morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm Kimaru Watenza. I live at 1200 West Grand Avenue, Dayton, 45402. And about 2.5 years ago, I raised the issue of a number of houses on Ferguson Avenue that need to be raised. Recently, a person or entity, and I'm not sure which, but that they bought a house, one of those houses, and this entity is out of California. And a family, two families moved into that house that actually needed to be raised. And shortly after they moved in, we all who are in proximity of that house got a notice that one of the people that moved in was a sex offender. Then the city came in and forced the families out of the house because of code violations. The house was definitely not fit to be living in. So that's what the status is now. Whoever bought the house is now trying to bring it up to code. It's not going to happen, and those families that wanted to move in are coming over every few days to check on the progress. The house should have been raised, and we in our neighborhood would not have had this problem. So Blade Cutters is the only company that I've seen in our neighborhood that is raising those houses, and obviously they haven't gotten to those on my street. So I guess what I want to ask the commission here and now is, why hasn't Blade Cutters at least been approached to hire black people from Dayton as part of this, of their contract to raise these houses? I see blade cutters all the time. They are lily white as far as those people in skilled positions, and that does not seem to be right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comments.
Thank you, Mr. Watenza.
David Woods.
David Woods, 3230 Lakeview Avenue. Hello there, Mayor, City Council meeting.
Morning.
How you doing? The chief of police of Kettering, Ohio, they say he, quote, was on vacation. So he's off vacation now. I called him yesterday, and I told the clerk that I want him to go ahead and talk to chief of police of Inglewood, Sergeant Corey Follick, and Sergeant Mike Lane, who retired from Inglewood Police. And because them crooked cops lied, as far as they work with Kettering Hospital, because the chief of Captain Perez and Kettering Hospital Police and Sergeant Mike Lane lied on me and got me trespassing seeing my dad. Well, the chief of police in Inglewood, like I told you before, he said that they never told him that lie, but he went ahead and let me suffer and not see my dad. But all he had to do was say, "Oh, that's not true. I could see my dad. This one is this right now when we talk to y'all now, and I'm gonna be going to do what I'm going to do now." I go do mood swings because of this since I didn't see my dad's dead body. I got headaches constantly. I'm depressed constantly. Sometimes I had tears in my eyes out of no reason. When women talk to me, there's one black woman, she looked good. She like dark skin, built. She like, "Well, I don't know what's wrong with you. You don't seem to be connected to me." I can't connect to women hardly at all now. I'm just depressed constantly because of this. And I told him I wanted the chief of police to go ahead and do that. And I told him I want to talk to Bernice Newish, like to say that pretty white woman Chapman, who is my dad, got choked, and go to the hospital and talk to her and have her talk to Civil Rights Commission Christine McDonald, who's investigating Kettering Hospital. Her number is 937-285-6511. I urge the public to call the chief of police of Kettering, Ohio. His number is 937-296-2555, especially black folks, and tell them that they want him to go ahead and do what he need to do and talk to them. And call Kettering Hospital to talk to Bernice Newish, who witnessed my dad got choked. Her number is Kettering Hospital main campus number is 937-298-4331, and tell the Cooperative Civil Rights Commission Christine McDonald. Basically, I feel my rights as a black man is being disrespected. I called Channel 2 News this morning. I called him yesterday. I said, "Y'all gonna go ahead and take the chief of police and see is he gonna go ahead and go down there?" And I told the chief of police I want him to arrest the nurse who choked my dad, since they put in the medical records. And I told the clerk that, so I tell him. Chief of police, I personally talked to him. They just said, "Oh, like a blase." So I don't know if they're going to do it or not. But Channel 2 News, I don't know. I'm going to tell the mayor and city council meeting that I'm upset that Channel 7 News and Channel 2 News is not covering this at all, because I feel like they don't care about black people, and that's giving me emotional distress. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you,
Hey,
Mr.
thank you for your comments.
Darrell Lee.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Darrell.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Darrell Lee, 1903 East 3rd Street, Dayton, Ohio. I'm speaking on Gardens of My Life and the father's rights. I've been shot 12 times. I got a hole in my heart. I got organs took out. And this guy deserved 18 years in prison. Let's think about it. That's attempt murder. I'm still alive. This guy should be facing life in prison. He dangerous. All right, let's go on about the citizens. I'm a citizen of Dayton, living in Dayton, fear for my life, my children's life, everyone. It's supposed to be justice for all, right? So the people who do right in the city of Dayton and prove themselves and live in the community and be wanting peace. So just as well as my kids, we all parents here. We all citizens of Dayton. Where's the justice? Just like with home, when I was having a case plan, where's father's rights? Mothers don't follow the case plan that I give information. Mothers that I got this docket, her in my right hand, docket that she holding criminal guns. She's a criminal. I got a docket here that this witness statement, he was the transport for my kids when I didn't have
have driver's violence license. So let's go where's the point for us people in Ohio State, or fathers, or even women. Where's the justice for anything? Criminal, kids, walking downtown in public, people get bullied on, people take up for themselves. Dayton police take the good people in jail for taking up for themselves. So let's go about, I got a hole in my heart. Let's go about, we all parents here. Let's go about the homeless people. I was one of the mans in Gateway at the time, have a violent job, trying to get housing, was on the case plan, was trying to be a family, but I love God more now. And my children, well, I love my children, unfortunately, but I love God more. I was just trying to be a family, which I should have got 2 separate case plans. But why is Darrell and Darrell's kids, Darrell Lee Jr., Darrell, Dariana, Darcel Lee, can't see their father? Or why Darrell Lee can't see his kids? Or why is this guy is not doing life in prison, or at least 50 years, 40 years in prison, so he get out of prison in 18 years and come out and kill somebody else in Dayton? Or I can die within 18 years. I only got 1 organs in my body. I got a hole in my heart. I got bullets in my head right now. Thank you. No further questions. God bless. Justice for all.
Okay,
Y'all
thank you,
got
Mr. Lee,
bleed.
Thank you.
for your comments.
Thank you, Mr. Lee.
Mayor, that concludes the speakers.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Dixon, you have any closing comments?
I have none, Your Honor.
None? Ms. Blackstreet, any closing comments?
Mayor, there is a development update work session in the PRC immediately following the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Closing comments, Commissioner Turner-Sloss.
Yes, very briefly, thank you, Mayor. I just would like to thank the entire staff. I know this weekend was full of a number of events. The Wreck Your Hood event was this past weekend. We also had McClendon Institute. They had their back-to-school event. Do It Big for the Kids with Dream Big Foundation. They had their back-to-school event, a host of other events, and so I will don't want to name them all off because I'm sure I will miss one, but nonetheless, we really appreciate all of the staff, all of the community leaders and stakeholders that came out and contribute to the number of giveaways from book bags, school supplies. Also, the Revival Center, they had their back-to-school event, I believe it was Monday, at Westwood Elementary. So again, and the activities and events are still ongoing. So this weekend is the 19th annual Dayton African American Culture Festival, which will take place on Saturday, August the 16th, as well as Sunday, the 17th at Island Park. And then I would also like to thank all the residents that came out to speak this morning. Mr. Watenza, I'm sure you already know that the HRC, our Human Relations Council department, they work very closely with the various departments, including Public Works, and in doing so, they establish participation goals, MBE, SBE goals to those various demolition projects. So those projects may include the hauling of debris, whatever have you. So again, those goals are set unless they are specialized, and sometimes that may go into areas of improvement or renovations for our water department and some of those various different projects. So those goals are set, and then I would encourage you, and then you and I can work offline to have a conversation with HRC so that you can get a closer review. And oftentimes they are identified on the commission calendar when those goals, participation goals, are set and when they are in fact achieved. Mr. Woods, my condolences to you and your family, and I would just encourage you to continue on your path in seeking the legal counsel and the support that is needed. Mr. Lee, thank you for being here, and all the best as you transition and move forward to gaining visitation rights with your family, your children. And I believe that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Fairchild.
Yeah, thank you. I think it might be helpful to just review whether blade cutters had hit their participation goals that would have been in their contracts, given Mr. Watenz's comments. I remember you being here 6 years ago and talking about this issue of blight and abandoned houses. And I encourage you, on the last commission meeting of the month, we get an update on our demolition. And so, off the top of my head, I can't tell you, we with ARPA dollars, when we received those, we put a plan, pulling together some other dollars to take down 1,100 homes. I'm curious if the homes there on Ferguson Street are in that list to come down. We should review that. And then another piece, I know that we had broken those demolition contracts into smaller to create opportunities for new contractors to come in. I think maybe we should look at an update, see if any of those contractors have been able to get those contracts. If not, what the barriers are. So thank you for continuing to keep that in front of us. And thank you for mentioning the African American Cultural Festival. This is one of my favorite weekends in Dayton. Not only is the African American Cultural Festival going on, but up in St. Anne's Hill, Porch Fest is going on. And both those events start on noon on Saturday. Porch Fest goes to about 6 o'clock on Saturday, and then African American Cultural Festival is both Saturday and Sunday. So a great opportunity to come out and enjoy a lot of great music and the people of Dayton. And then finally, yesterday was the first day of Dayton Public Schools, and my sophomore started this morning for first day of school, so our students are back in school. We know that it's a challenging year for our families, particularly of high school students, so I encourage you to be mindful of our families who have students in DPS, but also let's pray for them to have a great school year, a safe school year, and be on the watch out for kids out and about as they're going back and forth to school. So,
Good. Okay, thank you. Mr. Joseph.
Thank you, Mayor. Actually, just one thing, and this being summer, all we commissioners and mayor, we're out and about a lot. And when we're out and about a lot, that means we get complaints from people about a lot of different things. And as I was sitting here, I was thinking about really, I want to thank you and thank your staff for excellent performance these last few weeks, because we've been throwing a lot of stuff at you. Just the way the system works is because she's the city manager. When we get complaints, we send them all to her, and she funnels them down to the staff, to the organization to take care of, right? And I just as I was sitting here, wrote down some of the departments that I know that you funneled my questions from in just the last 2 weeks: community engagement, housing inspection, public works, police, commission staff, which we took care of ourselves, city manager's staff, law, Welcome Dayton staff, and I'm sure there are more that I'm not thinking of right now. So we've just been, especially because we've been getting a lot of complaints, we've been shoveling a lot of stuff at you. So thank you very much. Please pass our thanks to the staff. They're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to echo those comments. She has a long list of those concerns that are brought to us as we are out and about, and those who are brought to us here at City Commission as well. And we'll be happy to share the information with you, so hang on, and we'll take care of that. I think my colleagues took care of mostly everything I was going to say, with the exception of Mojo Flow, live entertainment at the Levitt Center. I think it's tomorrow, August 14th at 7 p.m. So get ready to dance. High energy funk, soulful vocals, as well as a show that you will not forget. They also ask that you bring your dancing shoes, or shoes that you're comfortable in dancing in, whichever is the case, because there are a lot of things that will cause you to get up from your lawn chair and to cut the rug, if you will, or the concrete, since we have it out there. So thank you so much, and with no further business to come for this commission, love and peace for all and hatred for none. This meeting is adjourned.